Hello, today is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, and today I will be reading from the United Church of Christ Daily Devotional from a couple days ago, um, using a Christian text to talk about everyday life and something that can be done with every faith tradition or no faith tradition. All texts can be read and look to see what they might say for us today. The devotion I'll be reading today is entitled Question, written by Martha Spong, and Martha bases the devotion upon Psalm 121, verses 1 through 2, King James Version. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and earth. And then Martha writes, in my Southern Baptist early childhood, I surely heard the most frequently read Psalms in their King James Version, but the voice I remember speaking Psalm 121, verse 1, is that of Mother Abbess in the movie version of The Sound of Music. Burned into my brain at an impressional pre-reading age, I gave them the implied interpretation offered to Maria as she prepares to flee the Nazis with her new husband and 7 children. Help is coming from the hills. When I was a child, I thought like, well, a child. Of course, verse 2 specifies that help comes from the Lord, not the hills themselves. Other translations of this text set this up better with a question mark at the end of verse 1. Where is my help coming from? The vertical appeal, the sense that God is up and out there somewhere and can be reached by looking up, makes a kind of visceral sense. If God were in and down here, surely things would be different. Question. Where are we looking for help now? What do we envision as the potential solution? Whence do we find a deep connection to God? I'm pretty sure that lifting my eyes up to blue sky, Threads, or Facebook won't be the way. When my soul is restless, my mind disarranged, I look out my office window into the Japanese maple tree in our front yard. Just beyond and above, I see a steeple and sky. I take a breath. From where will my help come? And Martha's prayer. God of hills and trees and sky, our help comes from you. Well, for me, a few things that came to my mind as I was reading this is one sense that we're in real trouble if we're going to sit still and do nothing and wait for God, an outside entity, to come and intervene. The only thing that will change things is ourselves gathering together as a community, caring for one another as a community. I think the scene she depicts from The Sound of Music, as Maria and her husband gather their children and flee the Nazis, that's symbolic. They were a community, they were a family, and they were working together, not individually. They were creating a new opportunity for themselves and for others by fleeing. And I think that, for me, that's really where we are today. If in the situation we have in the United States, if we simply, in some cases, say, well, nothing's happening to me personally, so what change does there need to be, is ignoring a sense of community and with the rest of the world and with creation, and ignoring the fact that we are called to help build community and help support one another, everyone in the world, not just ourselves, not just our country, but the whole entire world, all of creation. That's what we are here for. And that's, if you will, where you'll find God, is in the action that's taken to care for one another and support one another and work for a world in which all can live in a good and fruitful way. And that's not to say that everyone has exactly the same thing. I'm not saying that at all, but simply that people have the opportunity to have a life that they can love and enjoy and live in community with those around them. So I really think just sitting and praying and hoping for something different to happen isn't going to be fruitful, but rather, if you need to pray, pray for the strength to see what action you can take and where you can work and what you can do to help build community. Pray for the strength to be able to do those activities, to intervene in situations that are out of control or evil, and to work towards building a better community in this world while we are here now, constantly working to change things from the bad to the good. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Maybe yours will be different. That is the nature of devotionals anyway. But I hope I've given you something to think about in terms of your own life and the life and the situation that we find ourselves in. Was it Gandhi? I think I'm paraphrasing that we are the change that we are looking for. And if we want things to be different, do what we can with what we have, where we are, and build community. Anyway, hope you have a good day, and hope to talk to you again soon.